Hi everybody, and welcome to video 2, Finding Your Innate and True Self. This means unwrapping the layers of how we learn to be, to find who we truly are underneath. We call this found self the innate or true self. Conditioning is a large factor in this. So conditioning is learning to act in a certain way because we were taught to. It served us or it helped us avoid something unwanted. We were rewarded for being responsible or nice or well behaved. When acting a certain way gets us what we want, we learn to up that behavior. This is called a conditioned response. Now let's take this concept into our childhood. What were we taught was acceptable? If you were female, it may have been be nice, be likable, be pretty. It may, in some form, have said to make others happy, or to feel for others, or perhaps even do for others. Maybe you learned it's okay to cry and to be tender, but not angry, and you better not rage. If we are male, it might be tough, don't cry. Anger and aggression are okay, but don't show weak emotions. Don't be a wuss. The outward expression of loud feelings is tolerable, but keep those soft emotions tucked away. Keep those to yourself. And defend your ego. There are more trends in traditional gender norms, but I bet you get the idea. The movement for gender equality and fluidity has helped a great deal in letting go of these traditional rigid paradigms around gender. Another survival-based concept we learned that is part of the layering we took on was to get our needs met. To a child, this is life or death. The reptilian brain in each of us tells us that connection is survival. And that part of our brain is right back here at the base of our head and at the top of our spine. Now, this layer of learning to find love can be innovative and clever. You can think of this as a layer we learn to put on, or as a characteristic or strength we have that would get us praise and attention when we would exhibit it. Now let's go into an example. Maybe we grew up with a very anxious mom who would curb our behavior. We would learn to curb our behavior to minimize problems because we believed at some level that if mom isn't anxious, then she can give me the love and the attention that I need. Perhaps mom is more attentive when she isn't in a heightened state or anxious. Now, us acting that way, is it organic to us? Perhaps, and perhaps not. We learn this adaptation to try and meet our parents where they're at so we can get love. And we can download that ability pretty strong. Even our brain chemistry can change. It can become our way of being relational. Working that into future relationships and having that play out. So our anxious mom, if she really stunted our ability to be a child or made us self-sacrificing, we learn to be self-sacrificing in that situation, it can disconnect us from normal development and affect us deeper in our connection with ourself. And if we don't get an emotionally normal childhood, we can grow up quicker than our brain was designed to. Children need to worry about childlike things. where they want to go for their birthday, who they'll play with, an assignment at school that maybe they don't quite understand. And adult-sized problems cost a kid a lot. And one of the greatest gifts we can give a child is the space to worry about appropriate things for their age, and to play and to learn and develop. Even though societally praise is given for behavior in kids that is grown up, if they're responsible or they're a great listener, or they're all of these things that maybe we learned in that scenario with an anxious mom, it might be praised. But from a developmental psychology perspective, kids need to be kids. Now back to having a mom with a major anxiety disorder. As an adult, if we are not in tune with how we learn to show up with mom or for mom, or haven't developed other patterns of interaction, we are likely to replicate it and keep it continuing. If how we got love from mom was at the expense of ourselves when we were a child, this pattern of self-sacrificing makes it hard for us to feel seen and to have needs in our relationships. Because a child hypersensitive to its parents' needs often is out of touch with their own. For those with relational trauma therapy with a professional, a trauma-informed mental health professional, or some other form of therapy, it is often needed. It's a sacred relationship where they can hold that space for you and guide you through your healing. Now let's do one more example of layering in childhood. Maybe we grew up with intellectual parents who valued intellect and reason, so we learned to prioritize that. That left-brained, logical way of thinking and reasoning, dictating the way that we presented or moved through our life. Where this becomes problematic is if innately or deep down we were an artist or a stronger right brain person originally. If we had a deep desire to express ourselves through music or art in a family where that didn't feel safe or we knew it wouldn't be tolerated, our journey at that point would be to work on self-exploration, going there as we create our world as an adult. Working on these relational patterns can be rewarding to find how we need to show up relationally for us as our innate self and being accepted in that. Accepted by ourselves and by those whom we are in deep relationships with. Now let's move back into you and your true self. What's within the layers? Let's look at strengths. How did we get through hard things? How have we survived our story? What emotions come up as you think about this? What do your interactions and emotions say? What did you learn? What do your emotions tell you about when you've been in alignment with who you're meant to be? When have you enjoyed time alone? What types of things were you doing? And how did you feel? What have you learned about yourself as you have experienced different stages and experiences in life? What do you enjoy about you? Are they the same things that others enjoy about you or appreciate about you? Some of them may be, and some of them may be different. Continue to take the time to explore these questions and any other feelings or memories that come up. Write down whatever you'd like about your experience with that. Letting yourself continue that exploration of you. I'm sure you are a delight to learn about. Enjoy taking that time to get to know you on this deeper level. And thanks for joining us. Bye.